Right, well, lovely to meet you, Ridley. I was going to start by, I absolutely love the movie, despite the fact I didn't understand a lot of it because I'm not very good with science. I spent a lot of my time in the subtext.
You can't help that.
How do you go about making it accessible and entertaining to idiots like me?
Well, that's the trick. I think experience eventually. It really, you constantly ask the question, it's a basic question, am I communicating? Would someone get this? I learned all of that from advertising, actually, because you've got a 30-second, 60-second space. And I think went through the era in advertising, like almost a 20-year run where advertising, I think, was at its peak in this country. Now it's adjusted into other forms, but it was all about, am I communicating with this 30 seconds or 60 seconds? I took that with me into film.
It all seems so plausible as well. How heavily involved were NASA in this project?
Not a lot. We just called them up and said, hi, you like the book? Said, we love the book. Said, what do your habitats look like? They look like this. What are your spacesuits like? Okay. And there was an exchange. It was very jolly and cheerful. And they were very pro us doing this. They've seen it twice now, and they also took the film and played it into the International Space Station 2 days ago. So they like it. Yeah. I think we got it right. I think they're very tickled the fact that we showed an astronaut in the appropriate fashion. And Matt is the perfect example, I'd say, of the perfect astronaut.
And how do you go about sort of designing the Mars landscape too? Because it looked kind of, it could have been shot on location for all I know.
Cheating. You do a bit of research, and there's a marvelous book saying on Mars, black and white satellite photographs of Mars, close up, like from 7,000 miles. There's satellite shots going around it. They take photographs and they piece it together digitally, so it's spectacular clarity, so you can see everything. And in there, I noticed that there's a peak, which is a volcano, which is kind of a bit flat, like a large flat loaf, but it's 59,000 feet. So that's 20,000 feet higher than Everest. The volcano that we land on at the end, where Matt Damon takes off from, is from rim to rim is 600 kilometers. So I knew there had to be some big rocks there somewhere. Because all the stuff we've seen in Mars is this rubble, it's red rubble. Because what they do, they drop their vehicle on red rubble. They don't want to stick it in Badlands where the first thing it does is fall down a hole. So you're going to hit desert so they can move about and use their vehicle for as long as they can.
You do seem to have such a sort of real affinity to the science fiction genre. It must be such a joy for you when you're reading a screenplay and you visualise so much in your mind. Yeah. This is the one genre where you can really bring it to life. It must never get tiring.
No, I am inspired by a good script. I spend most of my life developing material that I'm going to make. And this is one of the few screenplays that landed on my desk with a view to me directing it. And I was kind of knocked out. I didn't change it. I just said, I'll do this, let's go.
And word is, of course, you've got more than one Prometheus sequel in the works. I was wondering if that was the case and if we can expect the franchise to connect up to the Alien franchise.
Well, actually, really, it's going to be called Alien Paradise Lost. So Prometheus 2 is not really going to be, it's going to be Alien Paradise Lost now. So, you know the poem? I doubt you've never been through it, have you? The poem's a book, Paradise Lost. It sounds intellectual, but there's a similarity to it, and that's where it stops.
And of course, another one we're really excited about is the forthcoming Blade Runner endeavour. I just wondering if that's got a title yet, and what sort of role you'll be playing in that, and how heavily involved you'll be.
I, with Hampton Fancher, came up with the big ideas, and upon which Hampton and I spent some time together, and we got a kind of 110-page novella out of it, and within that, then I moved to Michael, to the screenwriter, who then took that and evolved that onto paper into a screenplay. And so I was very much engaged in the whole thing for almost 2 years now. And then I can't do it. And so Denis Villeneuve, I think, is a very good choice. And so he's directing it sometime the end of next year. But I'll be producing, one of the producers, yeah.
And has it got a title yet, or is that still under wraps?
Not really, no. I think you probably just, you don't want to lose the title Blade Runner, but I think you need Blade Runner plus something, yeah.
So just finally, very quickly, can it be quite tough to hand something over that means so much to you? Because I guess you must get quite precious about certain projects. And Dennis is a fantastic filmmaker, but do you still feel is it quite tough to kind of hand it over and let someone else take over the reins?
That particularly, because that really was my baby. in the sense of I spent more time on that with the writer than any other material I've ever done. So Hampton and Fancher and I spent a lot of time together evolving that into what it was, with Hampton's absolutely, you know, unique touch. He hasn't lost it, so that's still there. But yeah, I don't love it.
Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank
much
you.
appreciated.
Bye.
Cheers. Thank you.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey!